knowing the roles of beings, deities, and entities, and how to seek for their help.
The poets did wonderful well. Most of them worked with these beings. The artists did wonderful well. Most of them worked with some deity, either be it good or be it evil. Whatever it is, there are beings, entities, and deities who are in to assist us. In this universe, there's a source, there's a core where knowledge comes from. If you want to understand the universe, think of it in frequency, vibration, and energy. Every soul on earth at certain point in time needs divine grace. And for you to have this divine grace on earth, you need to contact the department or the beings that are in the department of virtue. Welcome to the Way Network. It's another brilliant day, and I want to say thank you for your time and for sticking with us throughout all this period. It's another live streaming session, and we are continuing with our previous discussion, which is knowing the role of the beings, deities, and entities, and how to seek their help or their assistance. Knowing the roles of beings, deities, and entities, and how to seek for their help. So this topic is more of a non-physical phenomena or non-physical activity, and this is where majority of people in life probably don't believe in. Not that they don't know it does exist, but they don't believe in because they don't utilize this micro energy within this our cosmos. Now, I say probably most people don't believe in it. It's because I see most people trying to strive through hard work, through overthinking, through or sleepless nights and everything, trying to make life for themselves. If they did believe in the existence of beings, entities, and deities, I don't think they would go to that extent of struggle just to make ends meet. And that is the reason why I say that I don't think they believe in these things. But the truth of the matter is that these beings, deities, and entities are in to assist creation, to assist us in creation, progress according to the law and the principle that has been set forth by the divine intelligence, the infinite intelligence. And those who understand the dynamics and the functionalities and the role these beings, entities, and deities play in the day-to-day formation and progression of existence would take advantage of it and make significant progress. And this is some of the things that the elites, that's what the people we call elites, know, that they've enslaved a lot of people and the masses are ignorant and they take advantage of the presence of this cosmic energy and then do marvelous and wonderful things. This is not limited to elites alone. The scientists who did marvelously well worked with these beings, entities, and deities. The poets who did wonderful well most of them work with these entities. The artists who did wonderful well, most of them work with some deity, either be it good or be it evil. But whatever it is, there are beings, entities, and deities who are in to assist us. There could be benevolent ones and there could be malefic ones. There could be benevolent ones and there could be non-benevolent. Not there could be, there is benevolent ones and there is non-benevolent ones, which are the malevolent beings, entities, and deities. And having a clear knowledge and understanding of their functionality and which of them is benevolent and which of them is malevolent would assist you and help you know how to navigate yourself through this life with ease, depending on where you channel that energy from. But you must understand that this whole universe is governed by energy. And to ascertain my claims that a lot of these great people work in consonance with these forms of energies and intelligences, and that is where they derive most of their knowledge and their inventions and their creativity from. I have made a few research to come up with a few statements from some of these elites in the area of science, especially since science is a place that people seem to have the notion that science doubts the existence of these beings and they don't cooperate with these beings. Now, the first of them I want to take into consideration is one man which I admire so much. His name is called Nikola Tesla. Now, Nikola Tesla made a statement and he said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated the secrets of this core, but one thing I know is it does exist." Nikola Tesla, unquote. So this is what Nikola Tesla was saying to the world, that his mind is only a receiver of all his inventions, and that in this universe there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. So such a great scientist like Nikola Tesla, who was able to invent the time machine as claimed and it was confiscated, is telling you that all the inventions that he made came from a source. And in this universe, there's a source, there's a core where knowledge comes from and inspiration comes from. And I am telling you that he calls it a core because he has not penetrated to know what are this core. And I'm saying that this core is a constitution of intelligences we call beings, deities, and entities. And knowing these energies and their roles would help you to do great and marvelous things in life. And the only reason why you have been doing a lot of spiritual exercises, you have been doing a lot of mystical exercises, you have been doing a lot of prayers, and you don't have your results, and it appears nothing is forthcoming, is because you are ignorant of these beings, entities, and deities and their roles, and which of them is connected to your petition, and which of them is connected to your troubles and have answers and solutions to your troubles, and which of them can give you knowledge to resolve your problems. And that is the reason why we seems not to have solutions to our petition, prayers, supplication, and ritual and mystical exercises. Now let's take another statement made by the same Nikola Tesla. And now he is talking about in the area of science. He says, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena," he says, "the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." So Nikola Tesla is alluding to the fact that there is a non-physical phenomena. And this non-physical phenomenon harnesses a lot of knowledge and a lot of intelligences and a lot of inventions. That the day science will begin to investigate, research into this non-physical phenomena. And what are these non-physical phenomena? These non-physical phenomena are the phenomena of the beings, the deities, and the entities. And it said the day science will begin to research into the knowledge of the non-physical phenomena of this cosmos, which is to say, to begin to relate to the beings, the entities, and the deities. Science will make more progress in one decade. A decade is 10 years. So it says science is going to make progress in 10 years more than all the centuries that science have existed. This is Nikola Tesla speaking. So don't ever think that everything that is in this world comes from the mind, as people has made you believe. Everything is about mind, everything is about common sense. Yes, the mind is good, it has its role it plays. And you must understand the role of the human mind and the limitations of the human mind. So the mind is good. It's a tool that we need in order to function properly in this world of manifest creation. You get it? But the mind is very, 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 very limited. So if the mind is limited, that means that there is something that transcends the mind, that is much bigger than the mind. And it is that thing that feeds information to the mind. So our mind receives information, our mind does not generate information. So I've always said that ideas comes to the mind, but ideas don't come from the mind. And because we've not developed ourselves to be able to be sensitive to the differences, we always say that I had an idea from my mind. I had an idea from my mind. But the truth of the matter is that ideas don't come from the mind. Ideas come to the mind because it comes from a source. It has a place it comes from. Now, let's take another great man. He says that, I will take that one, the last quote. I'll take that one as the last quote. But let's take another great scientist by name Albert Einstein. It says that, in the light of knowledge attained, with all its glorious achievement, it's only a matter of task, and any intelligent student can grasp it without any troubles. But the years of anxious search in the dark, prolonged effort and exhaustion in confidence, and in the final emergence with the light, only those that experience it understands it. This is what Albert Einstein said. Uncle. So there is a source that you need to work towards and have emergence with the light. What is that light? That light is intelligence. And this intelligence is coming from light beings. So as you begin to understand the dynamics and the functionalities and the roles of these light beings and these deities and these entities, whatever thing is on your mind that you seek to do, as you perpetually investigate and meditate and remain in silence and solitude and in stillness, someday you emerge with the light. What is saying that you emerge with the divine principle, you emerge with a sublime intelligent force, you emerge with the being or the deity responsible for that knowledge you need, and then it is revealed to you. Then it brings about invention, it brings about an innovation, it brings about new creativity, and this will help change the course of human history. So all those who change the course of human history didn't do it by just thinking. It's not true. I can bet my last penny on it that it is never true. Now, this same Einstein, let us look at a statement he made. This is the book titled The Path of Perfection, written by A.C.B. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. That means Hare Krishna. Krishna consciousness, okay? Prabhupada is a wonderful man. When you take this book, The Path of Perfection, okay, The Path of Perfection, okay, The path of perfection. Page 145. Page 145, I think the second paragraph. Page 145, the second one. Page 145, the second. Page 145. Okay, yes. So it says that in page 145, the second paragraph, the last sentence, it says that it is said that even such a great scientist as Albert Einstein was reading the Bhagavad Gita regularly. So we should not doubt Bhagavad Gita's authenticity. What is the Bhagavad Gita? The Bhagavad Gita is a spiritual book or the spiritual text or scriptures for the Hare Krishnas and I think the Hindus. The Gita, okay? And he's saying that Albert Einstein was reading the Gita regularly. So a scientist, why would you go and read spiritual text? So what I'm trying to say is that these great men you see have connection to some spirituality. And that is where they get their invention from. And that is why they don't struggle in life to achieve certain things. But you have been made to believe that the world is lying there fallow and everything must be dependent on man's effort and thinking and emotions. Now, thought, emotions, and actions are the tools that makes you function in this world of reality based on your intuitive directions that you receive from the non-physical reality. I'll take it again. Mind, thought, emotion, and actions are the tools you need to function in this physical reality based on the intuitive information or directions that you receive from the non-physical reality. So when you function on thought, emotions, and actions without a connection or direction from the non-physical reality, then you malfunction. And that is why a lot of people in this world are malfunctioning in their businesses, they are malfunctioning in their marriages, they are malfunctioning in their relationship, they are malfunctioning in their education, they are malfunctioning in their friendship. Because what they depend on to take decisions and to act and to feel does not come from the non-physical reality. We're supposed to govern the physical reality. So all decisions, all actions, all emotions are based on external observation of the external world. Somebody did A, B, C, D, and it was successful, so I am also going to do it. Somebody's wife did A, B, C, D, and my wife is doing A, B, C, D, so my wife is not honest. Somebody's husband is doing A, B, C, D, and my husband is not doing A, B, C, D, so my husband is a wicked man. So most of the decisions we take and the emotions we develop, that influences our actions. Because don't forget that thought influences emotions, emotions influences action. Action is not independent on its own. Action derives its instructions from emotions and will, and then these two are instructed by thought. So if the thought takes decision and feeds to will and emotions based on external observation and or external relationship, then you are going to malfunction. Because not all that glitters is gold, yet there are some glittering things that are gold. And to be able to decipher, you need an intuitive direction. Some men are bad, but not all men are bad. Some women are bad, but not all women are bad. So you need an intuitive direction in every aspect of your life. And to be able to do so, you must know how to connect to these higher intelligences, which are in to assist us anyway and to assist the whole of creation. And these beings and these entities and these deities, they are responsible for the order of the universe. Don't let anybody misinform you. These beings and these entities and these deities, they are responsible for the order of the universe, and they foresee the system by which the universe unfolds. So when you learn to relate with these entities, the beings, the energies, and you learn to trust the system by which they govern, you realize that things naturally fall in place. And this is the problem with a lot of people. You go to the church today and you just do a random assessment. Church talks about angels and ask them, how many hierarchy of angels do we have? They don't know. What are the various offices of the various angels? They don't know. What is the role of Michael? They don't know. What's the role of this person? They don't know. What the role of this angel that has been mentioned in the Holy Text in the Bible? They don't know their role. So how do you supplicate them? How do you supplicate them? What is the energy responsible for the earth? Because anything that grows or anything that causes something to grow must have life force in it. And if there is a life force in it, there has to be an energy responsible for that life force. And the only reason why we are struggling and we are malfunctioning within our capacity endowed to us by the sublime intelligence is because we lack knowledge of all these things, to which the elite who rule our world today are previewed to. I'll conclude in a quote and we'll continue with today's live streaming with a statement that was made by one famous man whose name is Ralph Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it says that it was attributed to him. And it says that, but this statement, a lot of people have made it, okay? It's not really his own personal decision, but it's attributed to him. It said that the secret of great men is never made public. The secret of great men is never made public. What is he trying to tell you? All the great men, all the billionaires, all the inventors who come to the public and make public lectures, what they are telling you is not what they actually did to be successful. And that is why you are applying it and it never works. I'm telling you the truth. For some of us, we are here in time like this to reveal as much knowledge that has been revealed to us and we have learned. The secret of great men is never made public. You think Bill Gates, for example, will come and tell his workers all the secret he has regarding Microsoft? Then everybody will go and form another type of Microsoft. Are you telling me that a company like McDonald's will come to public and tell you their secret recipe that makes McDonald's bread unique? They won't tell you. That's why they call it secret what? Recipe. Jack Daniels will not tell you his secret recipe. Coca-Cola will not let you know his secret recipe. And that is why they have unique taste. And this is what makes them different. How they got a recipe, where they got it from, it is their secret. So don't forget that the secret of great men is never made public. But it is their glorious achievement which is meant for public consumption. After they have achieved, you see the achievement. But what they did before they achieved whatever they have achieved, they will never tell you. Whatever they went through, they will never tell you. So you must also understand the dynamics of this world, chart your own path, and have faith in the system that governs this physical cosmos. And one day, you come out as a trailblazer. Great men and women of history who have changed the course of history, I'm telling you on authority, had an inner direction from a higher entity. Can you mention? From the one who shot the first space shuttle. Some of them are dealing with the alien life forms, having directions from the ETs, the extraterrestrials. Some of them are contacting angelic beings. Some of them are contacting fallen angels. Anybody that you have seen so successful in life have a secret to a being, to an entity, or to a deity. But the question is that, what kind of deity? Do you know? What kind of being are you working with? What kind of entity are you working with? If you're a Christian, what is your guiding angel, angelic being? If you're a Buddhist or a Hindu, whatever, do you know your star diva? If you belong to any other sect, do you know your patron saint? Do you know your cosmic guides? Their roles and their functionalities. These are your non-physical helpers who would help you journey this life with ease. Just like when you are in this physical life, you need a physical friend to help you in certain situations of difficulty. So, in the spirit realm or in the non-physical realm, there are non-physical companions. You call them cosmic companions or spirit companions. And they are your spiritual friends. And they are to help you be able to navigate life in times of difficulty and in times of challenges. So don't forget, you cannot walk in this life and be successful with just thinking, with just feeling, with just action, with hard work. You must be able to develop yourself to have an inner connection to a particular frequency, to a particular energy, or to a particular vibration, because these are the three things that control our cosmos. And as Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think of it in frequency, vibration, and energy. Nikola Tesla says, if you want to understand the universe, think of it in frequency, vibration, and energy. And once you understand that this universe is run by frequency, vibrations, and energy, and all this culminate to a higher essence of intelligence, which is that intelligence is what we call light, you are good to go. And then you get to know what light controls what, and what light gives what intelligence. This is all that there is that you need to know about life. And now, when you begin to know all these things about existence, now when you take your, whatever your beliefs may lead you to do, if you believe in praying with candle, it becomes fruitful. If you believe in praying with libation, it becomes fruitful. If you believe in praying with water, it becomes fruitful. If you believe in praying with tongues, it becomes fruitful. If you believe in fasting and prayers, it becomes successful. Because now you are not just praying, but you are connecting to higher spiritual intelligences. So you must know the roles of the beings, the deities, and the entities, and how you can seek for their assistance and help. Stay tuned. Don't go away. The game has just started. There are a lot of things you need to learn. And at the end of this streaming, you will learn so much that will help transform your life forever. And not just your life, you can pass this knowledge on to your children and your children's children. And it's going to help them for all eternity. So stay tuned. Take your pens and paper whilst we continue with our live streaming topic. So now, knowing the role of beings, deities, and entities, and how to seek their help or assistance. So we talk about what a being was, we talk about what entities were, we talk about what deities were, and we explain that. That's in our previous streaming. We explained that. And so for those who have not been able to watch it, you can go back and then watch it. Okay. So we explained what beings were, what entities were, and what deities were, and then we talked about the three. We're talking about the three major hierarchy of beings. So we treated beings. We took the being as the topic, and then we're treating it. We were not done, so we are going to conclude on the beings, and then we'll then move on to the next energies. Now, so we explained what beings were, and as you know, as we said in our previous session, beings are the divine, universal divine principles that governs existence. So beings are not necessarily entities with form, but rather they are divine principles. And these energies that are divine principles cannot take form. So that is being. So being is from the word be, be, and ing, continuous, present continuous tense. You understand? So it's a vibrational frequency, but it has a tendency to take form and to inhabit form anyhow it chooses, or whatever way it pleases that energy. Now, and we learned that the being cannot control the entity, or the entities take their energies or their influences or their existence from the being. And then we also learned about the deities. Then we talked about the three major, even though they are sub areas, but we talked about the three major hierarchies when we talk about the beings. Now, the first hierarchy of beings we talk about were the seraphims, the cherubs, and then the thrones. These were the first hierarchy of beings that we talked about. And we talked about the fact that the seraphims are the burning one or the flaming ones, and they communicate divine pure love. Okay. So then if you need love in your heart, you need unconditional love and all those things, and to develop the energy of unconditional love, you need to petition the seraphims. And they are the highest order in the realm of the beings. And then the next in authority is the cherubims. And that's what we call the cherubs. And these beings control divine light and wisdom. Divine truth and wisdom. So these beings control divine truth and wisdom. So if somebody that you need divine wisdom in any undertaking, divine knowledge in any undertaking, and you need some truth about some invention, some truth about some situation, you need some truth about some activity, you need to be able to contact the cherub or the realm of the cherubims. And then we have the throne. Now the throne represents the seat of authority, okay, which in Christian, and I'm taking all these things from the Christian perspective because I'm coming from a Christian background. So we call it the seat of God. And what it communicates to all things, the purpose and the hierarchy of things. So this is where the cherub, the thrones that. Now, today what you are going to consider is the middle hierarchy, or the second dimension of hierarchy, and which are the dominions, the virtues, and the powers. The dominions, the virtues, and the powers. The dominions, virtues, and powers. Now, the dominion, what are the dominion? The dominion are the lower angels that ensure order in the cosmos. So it comes from the word dominion. Domain. Dominion, to have authority. So now what they do, their activity is to ensure that there is order in this cosmos. That is what the dominion does. So say if you have a family and there's a confusion between you and your marriage, your husband, your kids, you have a bigger family, there's a confusion between mother, father, uncle, siblings, and all those things, and you want to petition for peace and order, you have to contact the dominions because they have authority. So we pray for law and order. They say we are going to do election. Let us pray for law and order. But we go and do election, and there are a lot of chaos. There are a lot of bloodshed, and even to the extent that people even die, because probably those who are organizing these prayer sessions prior to our elections, either in the Independence Square or stadium or their various churches, they pray to the wrong department. Because when we talk about order in the cosmos, it is done by the dominion, the office of the dominion. When you say the dominion, it is not, but it is like a department that harnesses different angels. That's why we call them the lower angels, and they are responsible for the order in the cosmos. And to these energies, there is the left wing of it that try to enforce chaos, which are the non-benevolent ones, the malefic ones. You get the whole thing. You have the malevolent ones that want to ensure chaos. So all those people that you see that they go to war, kill people, do this, or go to certain country to destroy certain people, all those things, when they want to do it, they contact this opposite of the energies that operate in a variance or in opposition to the energy of the dominion. And they seek permission, and then they go and they'll be fighting and killing, and nobody can talk. Because the killings that they are doing, they just don't wake up to go and stage war. They do certain non-physical contacts to seek for certain divine energy. Because you cannot just wake up and say you go to one country and you are going to cause war in another country and kill people, and the whole world will be watching you. Nothing happens in this life like that. Now, so anytime you want to deal with order in the cosmos, anywhere you find disorder or you find disorderliness, whether in your office, whether in your family, whether in your community, whether in your country, and you want to pray for order, you need to contact the department or the office of the dominion, because they are responsible for order in the universe. Those beings in the realm of dominion, those beings that operate in the realm of dominion, the office of the dominion, ensure the order within this cosmos. Now, the next we talk about is the office of the virtues. The office we call virtues, or the domain we call virtues. Now, so these intelligent beings, they are very, very intelligent beings, and these intelligent beings, they take charge of miracles and grace on earth. They take charge of what? Miracles, grace, and wonders on the earth. These are the virtues. These are the virtues. And they ensure the manifestation of divine power in the cosmos. They ensure for the manifestation of divine power in the cosmos. So, are you looking for something miraculous? Is there anything which is beyond physical human comprehension? Is there something which is happening which you've deployed every knowledge, intellectual knowledge there is, but cannot resolve it, and you still want solution to that thing? Then you need to contact the beings within the domain or the office of the virtue. They have the intelligences to be able to feed you with what to do and what not to do. Let me tell you give you one story, or not one story, it's a true life story about myself. When I started life, and then I had a small office in Adabraka, and I wanted to start my printing and advertising. That was the first private office I had. And so I bought a scanner, and they fixed everything. The scanner wasn't scanning, and the scanner was a new scanner. The scanner wasn't scanning. And I said, I brought a friend from Ministry of Energy. He was their head IT guy. As at the time, came, did whatever I need to do. The thing didn't scan. I brought some IT guys who were very good engineers. They came, the thing couldn't scan. So eventually we had to go. So I was there and I connected. I was meditating. As at the time. That time I started my spiritual practice. But actually I was into the metaphysical learnings. So I focused on the scanner, and I meditated. Then I kept asking, what is the problem? Why the scanner? Because a young guy who just finished school, I have dispensed all the money I have. Maybe some of the things I was using by then was not fully paid for. So as I gazed on the printer and I left, so I took my mind off. It was time for me to go home. I locked the shop around 5 o'clock. So I was walking down Circle to get to Dansoman Lorry Park to pick car to Dansoman. Whilst I got to the GCB tower at Circle, just in front of the GCB tower, then I heard a voice. Tomorrow, when you go to the office, lift the scanner. There's a button. There's a button of a padlock. One is open, one is closed. It has been shifted. The button has shifted to the close. Shifted to the padlock which is open, and then scan it to scan. I said, So early in the morning by 6, I was in the office. I go there, push it to the up. I turn the scanner, lo and behold, the knob is there and the two symbols are there. And then as instructed through my intuition, I shifted it to the padlock symbol which was open. I put it down, fix it, put the scanner back, and then it scanned. I was like, you know how the human mind can be configured. The thing have scanned, and I have seen the thing scan, but I didn't believe the scanning was true. So I had to do the scanning again. I did the scanning again, and I did the 4th scan because I thought it was a lock. Then I said, God, you are wonderful. This I'm saying, it's not a story. This is me. And instantly, I called my friends. And then they came. They said, it's impossible. One of them was arguing. The one at Energy Commission said, impossible. The scanner has spoiled. I said, when they came, we scanned and everything was working. So whilst I was going there evening, I was thinking, and I was filled with a lot of adoration. And these were my testimony that strengthened my faith to pursue the non-physical reality more. So when I got to the same spot in front of the GCB tower in Circle where I had the information, when I got to the same spot, I heard a voice. I am the intelligence behind all inventions. If you can learn to depend on me, I can teach you all things. The same spot, I heard that voice loud and clear. He said, I am the intelligence behind all inventions. If you can depend on me, I can teach you more things. And trust me, that scanner never broke down until I dashed it out, because now the business was growing. I needed more sophisticated machine till I dashed it out. So I am telling you that there are intelligences that are responsible for things. And these intelligences, we call them beings. They are responsible for things. And these are true life stories. This is just one of them. So if you are looking for miracles, when I say miracles, I mean miracles are activity that transpire or manifest within creation that transcends human intellectual comprehension. Miracle is not anything, but anything that happens that a human mind cannot comprehend it, we call it miracle, or what they call it magic. When you come to the non-religious side, which are the occult side, they call it magic. When you come to the religious side, they call it what? Miracles. It's one and the same thing. So when you are talking about miracles, and grace on earth. What is grace? The ability to tap into divine revelation, the ability to tap into divine enablement. That is grace. That means that being able to exhibit an ability beyond the natural human ability. The true meaning of grace is not what you have been told in the church, that grace is something unmerited favor. Ah. Grace, the true definition of grace is to be able to do something, to receive an energy to do something which transcends the human natural ability. That is grace from above. And every soul on earth at a certain point in time needs divine grace. Every soul on earth at a certain point in time needs what? Divine grace. And for you to have this divine grace on earth, you need to contact the department or the beings that are in the department of virtues. Everybody on earth at a certain point in time needs a miracle. Everybody needs a miracle. There's nobody on earth that he has said at a certain point in time he never need a miracle. Even for you to sleep, and to be able to come back to life again, it's a miracle. So everybody experiences miracle each and every day of his or her life. And the beings which are responsible for these miracles and grace on earth are the beings that operate in the department of the virtues. And they also manifest divine power in our cosmos. Because it is the divine power that sustains the whole of this universe, that sustains the whole of this cosmos. And they are responsible for the manifestation of this divine power. The last of them is what we call the powers. The last of them is what we call what? The powers. So these powers, as I told you, this world is made up of two forces. Whether you believe it or not, for me, I'm telling you what I know and what I have encountered and experienced. Whether you believe it or not, this world have two governing energies. Because this world is a world of duality. We have the evil energy, which is the malefic energy or the malevolent energy. And then we have the good energy, which is the benevolent energy. They are there. Just like we have evil people or wicked people, and we have good people, which is compassionate people. So in the realms of the spirit, we have non-benevolent spirits or malevolent spirits, and then we have compassionate spirit or good spirits or benevolent spirit. This is there within the realm of manifest creation. All characters, actions, emotions, and thoughts are in duality. So that whether you believe there's an evil spirit or not, for me, it is not in my place to enforce it. It is in my place to tell you that which I know does exist. Because if there's no evil energy somewhere, somebody cannot go to a shrine and cause another person to go insane. Probably if you are listening to me in some country where spirituality is not so profound, and you are glued to technology and digital lifestyle, you wouldn't understand what I am saying. But I am telling you real life story. I am telling you a real life story where people can go somewhere, take your cloth, take your shoes, take something that belongs to you, that has your energy in it, send it to a place, and then that malefic evil energies or spirits will torment you and possess you, inflict pain and agony on you. Even sometimes when you have not done no wrong. Even sometimes when you have not done no wrong. This is the real world. There are malevolent energies that can take away your destiny and make you suffer for nothing. And people practicing witchery, they do it. The destiny and the purpose, the blessings and the grace that you came to this world with, if you are not well positioned to connect to your cosmic guides, they can take it away from you. And you will suffer for nothing. And somebody will come and tell you that it is karma. It is not everything which is karmic effect. Some people are suffering because of certain evil powers that people have inflicted upon them. If curses does not exist, we won't have the name curse. But it is said that anything that hasn't got a name does not exist. That means that anything that has a name does exist. So if somebody can curse you and inflict pain on you, what entity or what spirit causes that pain and causes that agony? Why am I saying all this? I'm saying all these things that because the powers are the beings that combat evil agenda. The powers, they are the group of beings within the non-physical reality that helps you to combat evil energies and ensure the maintenance of the cosmic order against demonic influence. The powers, that's what they do. The beings that operate within the office of the powers, they ensure to maintain cosmic order against these evil demonic forces. And they combat against them. So when you have a spiritual attack, you have an issue with somebody attacking you, somebody making an evil spell against you, somebody making an evil enchantment against you, somebody has cast as evil incantations against you, and you want to combat that evil energy, what you need to deploy is to be able to identify any of these benevolent beings that operate in the office of the powers. And then you petition these beings, and then these beings goes to wage war on your behalf. You see how the hierarchy of the universe has been created. Because this world is not the way we see it. It's not just there when morning comes and evening comes, you eat, you sleep, you make merry. If you know what goes on in the dark, you will be careful. If you know what is transpiring within the realm and the womb of darkness, you will be careful. But within the womb of darkness and within the realm of darkness, there is a whole lot of battle between the good and then the bad. That is why angels, the angelic beings, what gets activated in darkness, and then the witchcraft and the demonic forces also gets activated in darkness. So the powers assist us to fight these evil energies and also try to maintain the cosmic order by ensuring that they wrestle and fight against the evil and demonic forces that seek to influence our world. So these are things that you need to know. And we are going to go much more deeper. And there are prayers to it, there are invocations to it, all these things. What I've mentioned, the dominion, the throne, the seraphim, the cherubims, the virtues and all those, these are office, these are department. I want to go to department of CIA, or you go to department of Agrec, or you go to National Bureau of Investigation department. Now, these are just departments, but there are beings that are working in that department, and those beings have the identity. They have their head that controls that department. So when you get to know the names of these beings and all those things, then you can now petition these beings for them to come to your assistance. And they will come to us because we humans are also part of the beings. But ours are exceptional, so I'll treat it as a topic. Ours are exceptional, so I'll treat it as a topic. So you can have clarity while we are beings, but still trapped in material form. Well, with that understanding, it gives you a better position on how to handle the physical life and how to handle the non-physical life. Because that is our misery, that is our pain, that's our agony, that's our struggle. Because we are living duality within unity. We are partially mortal and partially divine. And we need to understand the structure of our mortality and the structure of our divinity and how they interlace to foster our authority. Most of these beings, before they come to a physical dimension, they must look for a container to inhabit. But we are perpetually having a container to habit, so we can work at will and at any time. I don't want to go there, we'll come there. Then you will know how much authority you have bequeathed, how much authority you have relegated. And you get to know how little you know about yourself, and that is why we are struggling as a people. So yes, we talk about the last category of the beings, which is the third category, which is the lower beings, and then we'll bring our streaming to a close. Now, the last category, or the third category, and this category are the beings that are closest to humanity, or that are closest to the cosmos. And the first one is what we call the principalities. The first one is what we call the principalities. They are the closest to this physical cosmos. Now, these principalities come from the word principal, authority, leadership, government, governance. So these powers, they are the stewards of earthly nations and leaders and protectors of community. So now you can see that their responsibility is much more closer to earthly activities than more of an intelligence-based activity, which is a higher dimension activity. So then the principalities. So when you talk about leadership and all those things, so if you want to become a leader, whether it be a political leader or you want to be a community leader or you want to be a chief, whatever you want to be, to harness correct power and to get proper intelligence to run your people and to make your people successful, you need to contact the beings that operate in the realms of the principality. So by now, I think you are thinking of why some countries' leaders make them suffer. And some countries' leaders make them prosper. It depends on where those leaders are contacting the information. But if you want viable intelligence, viable knowledge, don't forget that Nikola Tesla, as you read, says that the mind is only a receiver. Whatever you do, the mind is only receiving knowledge from the cosmos. From the universe, the mind receives knowledge, strength, and inspiration. So whatever your leaders' inspirations were, African leaders' inspirations were, European leaders' inspirations were, Asian leaders' inspirations were, and American leaders' inspirations were, it depends on where they are tapping their knowledge. Please, you get it? Whilst some of these world leaders are tapping their knowledge from the higher dimensions of frequency, certain world leaders like African leaders they tap their information from where? From the Western powers and then the European powers. So you see why African leaders cannot make any progress? Because instead of them finding the way to tap into the higher intelligence that will give them direct information on how to govern their people, take advantage of the natural resources, how to process the natural resources, how to create inventions, how to create industries and all those things, and how to manage the people, They are looking up onto the Western powers, and the Western powers are looking up into these higher intelligences. So you always become a puppet. And that's the reason why most African leaders are puppets to the Western powers. Because he takes instruction from the Western powers, and the Western powers take instruction from a source. And this is our problem. So if we can, as a people, cut off our attention to these Western intelligences and Western powers and begin to navigate and find our way to contact the true source of intelligence that governs leadership, community, and nations, I think we'll do well. Because by virtue of earthly grace, okay, by virtue of earthly grace, the continent has already been endowed. By virtue of earthly grace, the continent has already been endowed. But just that we have leaders who are disconnected from the source of intelligence that's supposed to run the earthly grace that has been given to us. And these leaders are looking elsewhere. Don't forget that everything in this life is governed by this non-physical reality. That's why Nikola Tesla said that if science can pay attention to the non-physical reality, it can make more progress within 1 decade, within 10 years, than all the progress he has made in all the centuries of its existence. Our leaders, African leaders, must begin to think along the lines of tapping into non-physical reality. When they say non-physical, and unfortunately, when they talk about non-physical reality, then they begin to think about these entities, the dwarf, the demigod, the shrines, and all these so-called prophets and pastors and all. That is not what you're talking about. We're talking about true transcendental connection. You're talking about true transcendental connection, where if there is something to be done, I can tell AB, okay, AB, A, B, C, D, we want to invent this machine to do this. AB will sit down, do meditation, go inside, get to the source of that intelligence, and then download the information. Okay, we can do it this way, and it shall be successful. It is possible. This one is not the order it is possible. It is possible, transcendentally. It can be done. All we need is the right connection to the right light source intelligence. This is what the principalities provide for us. So as leaders, we need to be able to connect to the realm of principalities, to the benevolent ones, not the non-benevolent principalities. So because in every realm of office, in the non-physical reality, there is a duality. There's a good one, there's the bad ones. Now, when we take that aside, then we come to the archangels. So you see, my brothers, you see that the archangels we baffle about, they are very low. The archangels, Archangel Michael, I know that baffles us. And when you go to the church, they make noise with it. They are very, very low. They are the lowest in the hierarchy of intelligences. So Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, not that we are degrading them, but we are talking about, I just want you to understand the hierarchy, that there are more higher intelligences in the spiritual hierarchy of beings than where has been exposed to us. So they mention seraphim, no, they never, but then they begin to talk to you about the archangels and the angels, which are the least among the office of the beings, or the light intelligences, we call the group of light intelligences, we call them the beings. So now, archangels are supposed to be divine pronouncements. They are the divine pronouncements and are often identified by their names. And as I said, one of them is Michael, That is what there are other names you can give to them from the African dialect and perspective and all those, whatever. This I'm talking about all these Pan-African people who want to build their argument and then, well, why using Michael and all this. These are names that are available to us. But we also have our own intelligences, we have a lot of them. The various gods we have, which is inside of physics, chemistry, and all those things. We will treat that one. We'll come to that topic and treat them into details. What is responsible for what, the sun god and all those things. We treat them. But this is what is available to us. For now, from tackling from the Christian perspective, because from the Christian perspective, they don't recognize these names. But we also, as Africans, we have these deities that assisted us to and transmitted knowledge to us. Okay, the seven creative spirits that also taught us chemistry, hermetic history, and all those things. They are there, so we'll treat that one later on. Now, the least on the hierarchy or the office of the beings are the angels. Angels. And these archangels and the angels, they are all messengers. Okay? So when you read the book of Daniel, Archangel Gabriel, when he was sent, and the prince of Persia, take hold of him. Anytime he came to Daniel, and Daniel wanted to bow down to him, he said, make sure you do not worship me, for I am only a messenger. So angels are simply messengers. They are there to convey divine pronouncements. When I say they are there to convey divine pronouncements, in that if anything is decided by the spiritual hierarchies of the higher order, they are the ones they send, reveal, to pronounce the decisions of the beings in the highest order of hierarchy to humanity, because we are one with them. Okay, we are one with them, so they need to guide us. So sometimes they come to reveal pronouncements in the form of, in our dream state. Sometimes it comes audibly. Sometimes it comes in the form of intuition. Sometimes it comes in the form of divine inscriptions. So all these are there. Okay, I will take time and treat 8 ways divinity speaks to humanity. 8 ways divinity speaks to humanity, and how you can identify divine communication when the higher light beings are communicating to you through the lower light beings, like the archangels and the angels. Now, when we come to the angels, these are the common angels, often acting as guardian angels and carrying out God's will in more immediate way for people. Those are the angels. So the angels, they are there, constantly are there, and they are always carrying out divine will. They are always carrying out divine assistance. They are always carrying out divine responsibility for humanity. And that is why everybody has a cosmic guide. Everyone has it. So when you wake up in the morning, you must petition your cosmic guide. Okay? Which are your cosmic guides? There could be a star diva, there could be a patron saint, there could be guiding angels, there could be spirit guides, but all of us have cosmic guides, and these are beings that has been assigned to us to assist us in our day-to-day activity from the day we were conceived, the day we are going to die. Or death is an illusion anyway, but for our regular society, that's what people understand. The day we are going to die or exit this physical reality. So we must be aware that there is an existence of these supernatural entities, beings, and deities that are there, and they are playing varying roles. What do you think makes a tree, a seed you put in the soil, germinate? What makes you think makes the sea, the fishes in the sea, they always replenish. They never get finished. Look at creation. Look at the oil in the soil. Look at the under the earth. Look at the gold, the bauxite. Look at Ghana. Since we started mining gold, it has never gotten finished. There are beings which are responsible for the replenishment of creation. Even when you go and sleep, they are light beings, angelic beings who comes to work on the physiology for you to regain energy. People may not believe it, but it is real. Because I can give you a practical example of myself. That there are beings who brings us healing to heal various parts of our body if you have the right connection with them. I have had a spiritual operation conducted on my leg. Not that I experienced it real time. This is my left foot. Okay. When I was young, I was a footballer. So we went to play ball, and then I got myself hurt through broken bottles. So physically, we removed the bottles and then bandaged it. My leg even got swollen. My knee got swollen. They took me to the hospital. They treated and it went. But for many years, I have constantly been feeling pains in my knee. So I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything active that demands a lot of vigor and activeness. So when I was about to start this transcendental or metaphysical spiritual activity, some of the teachers we had, they are always stereotyped to sit down the lotus position. And when I sit down the lotus, maximum 2 minutes to 3 minutes, I'll be feeling unbearable pain in my knee. So when I was about to have my first connection or my first initiation, I prayed. Then I've done a little bit of metaphysics and other practice. So I did my meditation, I did my objective meditation, and I petitioned the energies that, look, this is my problem. This is what is happening to me. How can I do this practice effectively when I sit down and I'm having so much pain in my neck? So one Sunday afternoon, I was lying down in my room and I saw 3 beings came into my room. And they were dressed like medical doctors. I was half asleep, half awake because I wasn't really sleeping. But when they came in, I entered into a state of trance. Then they told me that, I petitioned them, I called them that I have a knee problem. So that is why they have come. This is a true story I'm telling you. Real life story I'm telling you. So that's why they have come. So they have come to operate on my knee. So they told me to stretch my leg. So on my bed, I stretched my leg. This particular leg I'm talking about. On my bed, I stretched my leg. And then they were having all these surgical instruments. But their surgical instruments they were similar to what we use in our physical theaters here. But it's more sophisticated. Far more sophisticated. But the designs and all those things look like what we have here. But theirs is far more sophisticated because when they want to take something and they press it, it lightens up. It's a very sophisticated gadget. So they cut my knee, removed my kneecap, separated my lower leg from my hip side, and then they took that caliper or whatever it is, put it in between my knee, and then remove. And do you know, in the vision, whatever in the trance, half asleep thing that they said you were going, when they removed whatever was there causing the pain, it was a piece of a broken bottle. In the vision, it was a piece of a broken bottle. Meanwhile, don't forget I told you that in real life, it was bottle that hurt my knee. And in the vision, while they are doing the operation on me, it was a piece of a broken bottle. And then they told me, now this is the reason why I'm having the pain in my knee. Because the broken bottle is still between the joints. Anytime I move my leg, it pierces into my bone, and that's what caused that excruciating pain. And then so when they remove it, put it in a small silver plate, and then bring my my feet together, join the knee, put the knee cap on it, and then they use their hand. The one doing the surgery used his arm to swap my knee. When he used to swap my knee, the flesh got healed instantly. And they told me that I am okay. I should wake up and sit in the lotus position. When they say lotus position, the way Buddha sits down, okay? And they asked me to sit in the lotus position because the connection that we are going to do, you are expected to sit in the lotus position before they give you the connection. Then I was asked to sit in the lotus position. And from that day up to today, I can sit in the lotus position, which I couldn't do for 2 minutes. From that day, when they told me, so I woke up from the vision, I was like, there was nobody here. Then I decided, as they instructed me, I decided to sit up. This time, I've woken up from the vision. I decided to sit in the lotus position, and I was able to sit in the lotus position till today. The pain is gone. As I talk to you, I don't feel the pain. I can be running and doing all those things. I don't feel the pain. So this is my own experience, and I have a lot of them I can share with you. So these things are there. But the point is that who will guide you for you to have those experiences? That is the problem. And the flip side of the problem too is that a lot of people are not patient to do the practice and to do the necessary exercises in order to have the connection with these beings, entities, and deities. They want everything to happen like magic overnight. It doesn't work that way. It's a work of patience, tolerance, and perseverance.